Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So hopefully audio is working today. Microphone's there in a plant. Of course I'm out here in the greenhouse checking on a couple things. We got new plants that we are putting on our local marketplace. So yeah, checking things out. Tell you what, freaking love that our zucchini has came up so well. We got a lot of things that actually are doing much better than I thought would out here. Not bad for a first year greenhouse grower. Guys, I want to encourage you to put back as much as possible. So in the news, in case you guys haven't heard, but a lot of the bigger channels have been covering this, there was a presidential vehicle explosion there in Russia. One of the vehicles blew up. Now, what does it mean? Quite frankly, I don't know. There are some reports that say there's an assassination attempt on Putin himself. Others say there's all kind of different people uses those presidential carcades, whatever you want to call it, the vehicles that travel them around motorcade. So it could either be high official, oligarchs, military personnel, or Putin himself that was a target on that. I will say this much, I don't know how they got that explosive device on the vehicle in the first place and then to premature detonate. It makes me wonder who was actually involved with that compared to like top military special operations going in. I don't think they'll have a premature detonation without hitting their target. So to reach their own on that, put in the comments what you think was the actual target, or is this, show? Who knows? All I know is that if it was an assassination attempt against Putin himself, man, we're so close to these countries that's saying, you know what, screw it, we're bombing everybody. My thoughts. Speaking of, we got Iran, the stuff going on there. All right, so U.S. has threatened them because of the Houthis. If they back support when they come in, you need to take off your nuclear enrichment program. Iran's basically saying, yeah, screw you guys, you're not going to do nothing. We got stealth bombers set up, ready to possibly deploy and take out strategic spots in Iran. Maybe. Don't know. They haven't actually laid it all out there. We're looking at all the military movement, all the aircraft carrier battle groups, all this stuff, and we're looking at it going, yeah, it's like we're fixing to go and bomb the crap out of Iran, which is backed by Russia. Yeah. I say keep on prepping as much as possible. Push your stuff back as much as possible, guys. I don't know when World War III full-blown commenced. In my belief, we are already in it. I think it's just all these small skirmishes, all this stuff just to build it up more into the major blowout. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Got plenty of people that comment that hey, you're just a paranoid individual. Maybe. But every time something major has happened, my family's always been fed and took care of because I'm a prepper. Okay, so I look at major global conflict as a prep scenario. Could it happen? Absolutely. Always make sure you got coffee put back. Can I operate on coffee? Yes, I can. Are you safe when I don't have coffee? No, you're not. So let's put it that way. So out here in the greenhouse, guys, like I said, we supplement actually quite a bit of our income on selling plants right here. Vegetable garden starter seeds. It was an idea I had because we wanted to start growing in the greenhouse for our own purposes. And of course, when you have like 120 to 260 plants growing, you don't need that many. And I looked on our Facebook marketplace and there was a market for it. Now, sure, $3 to $2 a plant. All right. Well, they got a specialty there because there's another plant in there. A lot of times I put multiple seeds in a cup just to make sure germination actually grabs hold and takes off, and they do very well. You just have to separate them and stuff. Sometimes I go in and clip them out. Okra. All right, there's all kind of plants that are just doing great here, and I encourage you guys, work on these things. I see it all the time. Well, I don't have money for preps. I don't have this. Broccoli, that's baby broccoli's coming up. We actually sold a lot of broccoli last time around. When it comes to preps, I actually had someone ask me about, you know, the stockpile we have in our studio that we always show in the backdrop. That's just for the studio, guys. We got a lot more food than that. That's just to show, you know, we do what we say we're doing. I've done videos on weekly preps. All right, you don't have to go and spend well, I would say $20 a week. You don't get much food for that anymore, but you can get quite a bit of food if you know what you're shopping for. Canned goods, yeah, vegetable canned goods, green beans, corn, of course, potatoes here are like $1 a can now, but still, it's a way of putting food back a little bit at a time. If you're struggling with getting that extra $20 a week to buy extra groceries to put back, and I used to say $5 a week, hey, you can still do that. All right, $5 a week will still get you anywhere from 10 to 8 cans of vegetables at 67 cents a can. Yeah, put it back. The stuff lasts a very long time as long as it's stored correctly. Rotation, it starts building up. Maybe we should start doing those weekly prep videos again to encourage people, because I know we got veteran preppers here. They've been doing it for years. They really don't need to do anything else. They already got everything that they took care of. But we got a lot of new people in the prepping community that don't really know which way to go. They see all the stock supplies, the solar generators, the solar grids, all that stuff. Yeah, that's great. It took a long time for me to get to that point as well. A lot of the solar generators, I was very fortunate to start a YouTube channel and got a lot of those things sent to me. All right, some of them I paid into to get the product and review. So I want to encourage you guys, keep working at it. If you have the opportunity to, you don't have a greenhouse, hey, you can also do starter plants in your home. Seriously, one of the things I had somebody comment on is that we do lettuce. All right, lettuce in these cups. You obviously don't want a whole bunch of lettuce when you go to transplant. Trying to break these things up to transplant is a pain in the butt. The blend I get is the loose leaf lettuce. That way when they're clumped up like this and they've been cross transplanted, you actually just go in and cut what you want out. They work very well. I've had a lot of luck with these, so it's up to you guys. I mean, we've got everything. Let's just go over the list of what we're growing here in the greenhouse and what we have outside. We have green bean pole, green bean bush. I don't grow the green bean bush in the yard because I don't like having to get down low all the damn time. It hurts me. All right, so I like the green bean pole. We're running our fence line. Cucumbers, we have cucumbers out there. We have zucchini. I have 2 different blends of zucchini. My wife loves zucchini. I do not as much, but when I'm hungry, I'll eat it. I know I will. Zucchini, so we got that planted out there as well. Broccoli, like I said, this is a new batch of broccoli here. We sold out a lot of our broccoli, but we also have broccoli planted. Okra. I don't like okra. I'm from the South. I just don't. But when it comes down to it, I'll eat it. Plain out simple. There's too many people that go, well, I won't do this, I won't do that. When you're hungry and you're trying to feed your family, you have no food and shit has hit the fan, and you know someone's growing okra in their backyard, don't tell me you're not going to try to slip in and go take that. Yeah, it will happen. Collards, Brussels sprouts, watermelon. We actually have Brussels sprouts and collards planted as well. Watermelon we got planted. We got corn, we got that planted. Lima beans, we got those planted. We got red kidney beans planted. Eggplant, we got planted. We have sweet peppers, which the bell peppers. I'm not much of a pepper guy. My wife likes them, so we got those. The jalapeno peppers, I started growing those because I had a lot of requests for them on Marketplace. I don't like hot stuff. It hurts my ulcers, so I don't usually do that. Kale, spinach, cantaloupe, snap pea, lettuce, summer squash. 3 different blends of tomatoes. We have cherry tomatoes, we have beef steak tomatoes, and then we have this big Tom tomato, something I was going to try that look huge. People requested large tomatoes as well, so we got that. Onions growing in the back. Those are those little bulb onions. That's why they're in that container there. I'm still experimenting with carrots. Thankfully, our potato plants seem to be doing great. Freaking, that's my first time ever growing potatoes, and we have them in a container. Seems to be doing awesome on those. Should be a video somewhere up there showing those. As pollinators, we have sunflower seeds. We got big old Russian mammoth sunflower seeds. So those are in the ground. They're still growing, so they're not ready to start pollinating just yet. But thankfully, nothing else has started flowering, except for our cucumbers we got growing. They already started that. What else we got? We got a lot of herbs growing. I'm not very good at growing herbs for some reason. Don't know why. But we got dill, stand by, basil, arugula, parsley. There's a couple other ones there. I'm not a big, it's not on top of my list, herbs, but hey, to each their own. I know there's a lot of people that have to have it. Do they add flavor into food? Yeah, sure. Some herbs also have medical properties too. Absolutely. To each their own. But don't just grow herbs and not grow vegetables, okay? You're gonna need those things. When it comes down to it, and if and when the major wars do happen, our groceries are not, we can go anywhere and go buy groceries and stuff. If we get pulled into a major conflict, it's just going to be like World War II, where everything's rationed out. We stock up a lot of canned food, dry goods, okay? A lot of our canned foods, we stock up a lot of canned meats, because I know how important protein is in my diet. It's what I want, so we stock it up. Hunting and fishing, yeah, I encourage that, but I also know everybody's going to be doing that. The last 3 times I've been out fishing, the weather's just been so whacked down here. I mean, we had snow a couple months ago down here, and I'm in the upper part of Florida. I think the water temperature's not right, because I only caught 2 catfish out of all 3 nights I was out fishing, and I'm out there till daybreak. That's not normal. So, for those that say I'm just going to hunt and fish, you might want to reevaluate that, because everybody's going to be hunting and fishing as well. And here's something I want to throw at you. So you got a nice little fishing spot that you usually go to, and you don't have a boat to get on the water. You just have to walk to a certain location, like where I go. What happens if a complete SHTF moment event goes on, and they decide to lock down the waterways where you can't go out fishing? Some type of militia group, some type of something's going down, and you can't get over there and start fishing. Now what? All right, something to think about. So what we've been doing, when I do fish, catch it, we put it in our deep freeze. Now, when I've had the comments about, well, if the power is out, you lose your deep freeze. No, I won't. I have my own solar grid backup. I have solar generators. I have gasoline generators. I have multiple ways to produce power for the home. So, for those commenters, I've done many videos on that. We don't just go plug things in the wall and say, hey, we're prepared. No, we make sure we can generate power. We also have a way of filtering out water, rainwater collection. I've talked about mapping out your local area, finding fresh water sources. Yeah, you're gonna have to filter it out, but at least you know where it's at. Then you need to go take a look at the property, see if you have access to it, because everyone's gonna go for it. Now, if you don't have the right filtration for it, you and your family's gonna get sick. So you need to have that on hand. Medical. Yes, you need to have medical. If you're dependent on medication, absolutely get that stuff put back. All right, we don't make much medication here in the United States. Most of that stuff is brought in. Well, if we're at war with that country, or a proxy of them, or anything else, good luck getting that medicine. All right, stock it up as much as possible. Guys, that is what's going on. I know I haven't been on here much. I've just been too busy trying to make sure my family stuff is in order. And I don't mean just my household. I've got other family members in other locations, trying to make sure everyone is ready and prepared for this stuff. Because I don't want them starving, dying off because of no medication. I don't want none of that stuff to happen to my family. And obviously, if you're watching a prepping channel, I'm hoping that you're in the same boat. You don't want your family going through stuff. Now, there will be the comments and questions and statements of, well, my family think I'm crazy. I don't like my family, this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, trust me, I get it. There's some family members that I wouldn't piss on if they're on fire, because I've been screwed over by them so many times. So yeah, during the apocalypse, That's up to you and your moral compass on what you do. I have my beliefs and stand my ground on a lot of situations, because if you get burned too many times, sometimes you just got to write people off. I get it. If you're in a household right now, your spouse isn't onto the prep and stuff, hey, talk with them about it. If they're not really on board, who cares? Start putting some canned food back. What are they going to do, throw away their food? Odds are no. Get that stuff put back, guys. Anyway, I've got to get some fertilizer in this. We have our own compost and stuff like that, guys. And what I make is little fertilizer plugs. I actually put in these plant seedings with that compost. So yeah, we even do our own compost. Might not be the best, I don't know, but it seems to be working okay. Again, I encourage you guys, put food back. If you have the ability to grow your own food, do it. Do it now. We will be doing videos like we've done in the past, growing to seed on a lot of crops, and show you how to preserve those seeds for further gardens. Don't just have a garden so you're prepared either, and I've discussed this in depth many times. I have lost whole gardens, all right, due to freak weather. This year has been very weird. I'm so glad we went ahead and got this greenhouse, because we were able to start our growing season early and make a little profit on selling seedlings. The weather, I've had whole crops lost due to freak windstorms come out of nowhere, massive rainstorms that last for days, just wash everything away. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you have seeds and you're prepared, you're just going to grow your own food, and something like that happens, and now what? That's where those canned goods and dry goods come into place. They're designed, all that stuff is designed as a prepper so that you can grow your own food. You can go and hunt fresh food. Odds are you're not going to have the best luck when everybody else is doing it either. But those canned goods and dry goods will keep you and your family fed while you're trying to grow crops, while you're trying to hunt that, hey, you know what, today nothing happened. Went fishing, didn't catch squat. Well, thank God we have some canned chicken put back. All right. Anyway, guys, appreciate you hanging out with me. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do here and a lot of work to do elsewhere. All right, guys, speak to you later.